So round two. So thank you for coming back and joining us in round two of today's TikTok Live. Uh, you know, just going live, there's always fun things that happen. So earlier I went live and was very unaware of a time change that happened in the UK, which resulted in me going live an hour earlier than when Danni was ready. I've talked with Danni, she's coming on, so everything's fine. So thank you for all of you that watched me fumble around my words and got a little bit of nervous because I didn't really know what to do. That's I guess the fun of and the joy of going live. And so I thank you again for joining us again. Hi, Danni. Come and join me. You It's happening. I just invited Danni to come join. The anticipation. I'm so excited. Hi, Tracy again. Hi, Donna. Thank you, everybody, for coming back and joining us on round two. Danni, I clicked it again, so come join me. So maybe we're going to have technical difficulties again. You know, some days we just laugh our way through all this stuff. Thank goodness I'm not working on a client today. Hi, Brenda. Hi, India. And Joe, thank you guys so much for joining in. Hi, Courtney. I know the time change made a difference, so I'm so sorry if you're already going to bed. We might be worth watching because Danni just got home, poured herself a glass of wine. And so, with that being said, let's invite her one more. And so it might be quite entertaining tonight.
I'm here.
Hello.
Took a while.
It's all right. Hi, Danni.
I've got the newest iPad there is, and it wouldn't work.
Let's just blame it on the time change because apparently that's affecting so many things today.
You know what? It's one of those days for sure. But I'm sorry about the time difference thing, everybody. I would have jumped on normally, but I wasn't here for a change. I was actually I was driving my mum home because she's been helping me look after Finley this week.
Oh,
Lots going on.
hey, nice shirt.
Thank you.
Yes. All right.
got some more coming.
Yes. Well, everybody, welcome to Nail Tech Live. Our special guest today is Miss Danni Simmons. Yes, who is also the creator of our group, the Nail Tech Network. I honestly, for 1 second, ran in there to see if I had any wine, so the closest I had was some Coca-Cola.
Oh, cheers!
Cheers.
Happy Friday! Hey, Tracy.
We have a lot of people that's already joined on. A lot
Hi,
of
everyone.
people obviously already know Danni. I've just gotten to know Danni over the last couple months because she messaged me out of the blue one day and said, "Hey, we want an admin from your area. Would you be interested?" And I said yes without even knowing what it was about and what the blessing of saying yes and being a part of this fabulous group. Because let me tell you, when Danni says it's the family, behind the scenes it's also family, and she's very good about making you feel warmed and welcome. And so I can only imagine what your clients think of as well. And so you've been licensed for 15 years. And you started this group this year. So kind of talk to us a little bit about where you going with all of this.
Well, the sky's the limit, really, isn't it? It originally started as I never found my place in any of the normal nail tech groups, and I was kind of like, okay, I need to find somewhere where I can talk to people, speak my mind, people can understand, why I'm so passionate about why I'm so passionate, and hopefully other people have that same kind of passion. And I was 8 months pregnant, actually, when I started the network, and I was like, okay, started it, and 10 months later, here we are. It's just spiraled into this huge thing, and the positive attitude of techs worldwide is just taking over the Nail Tech Network, and it's become something I'm really, really proud of. And I'm so proud of everybody in the group because, we're showing that, the industry can be positive and the industry can be uplifting, and, it's okay to say no to negativity, and it's okay to say no to people when, they're being a bit out of line, and that, just because people are who they are, it doesn't mean it's okay to be mean. It doesn't mean that it's okay to make people feel bad about themselves, because everybody can. Hi, Helen.
Yeah.
Yeah, the network is about making sure people realize that they can, because I think that the you can attitude is so important, and it didn't exist in the industry really until the last 12 months or so, when people have really kind of thought to themselves, right, okay, it's time to start being positive and showing, the world that nail techs are a family and they mean business. And yeah.
From doing these lives and being able to work a lot more internationally, I am convinced that us nail techs can and create world peace, because I know I'm serious, and I'm not political at all, but I'm thinking, oh my goodness, if we could all just communicate, we're all on the same page, our goals are all the same, so why can't they get with it?
And if you think about it, there are just so many people whose nails we can do. We can literally, we can make everybody feel great about having amazing nails. And even just in chit chat through nail appointments, we can help, break down walls, break down borders.
Yep.
So much can happen in a nail appointment or a waxing appointment or any other kind of appointment. But yeah, we can do it.
Yeah, so very, very true. So, so Danni, oh my goodness, you were pregnant when you started this group. So obviously at that time you had more time because you weren't a mom yet. But now, I don't know where you find the time to do it all. I really don't. And so applause to you for being able to be a new mom and do all of this as well as you're working at your regular salon as well. So, oh my goodness.
Joe says, yes, Amy for president. Yes.
No. There's no way. I'm the most least likely person you would ever put as president, but thank you for that, Joe.
You've got Trump in the White House right now.
Hi, Georgia. All right, so you've created this site and your vision is going. Did you expect for us to already hit like 14,000 members within just a few months?
No. The whole aim was literally to have a group of nail technicians that could share a passion. And then all of a sudden we had people from Australia, from America, from New Zealand. We've got people in China, people in Vietnam. They're all joining, and they've all, got this genuine passion for nails. And even watching the group now and just watching the threads, and people are helping each other and people are giving suggestions to each other. And it's like, it's an amazing thing, and I never thought that was what was going to happen, and it blows me away every day.
Yeah, yeah, I agree. Every day that I get on there and there's new member requests, I'm just like, wow, they're from everywhere. I just want to friend them all and just talk to them individually and say, why'd you get into doing nails? What's your, your specialty? What's the thing that you like to do the best? So it's always interesting to kind of get to know them through the group as well.
Yeah, no, definitely. Tracy says, and play dates, Danni, that's how I met you, you lovely lady. Yes, we do love a play date, and we need to get more arranged, and we need to do some international play days so that, people from other countries and things can get together, and it's about sharing our skills as well as learning properly, of course, through proper educators, etc. There's no harm in learning a few tips and tricks from each other, and just being able to get together, because most of the time you spend in the salon, it's because you're doing someone else's nails, not your own.
Yeah, isn't that
So
true? Yeah. Okay, well, do you guys have any questions? I know earlier Sheena was on and she had a couple questions for us, but she didn't tell me what they were yet, so I can't pre-answer them. So hopefully she'll come back and join us. Phoenix Van Dyke was on here a little while ago too, and Phoenix is actually going to be one of our next guests on Tech Talk Live. And so I'm super
cool.
excited to have her join in and do that. We also have some nail magazine editors going to join us from 2 different magazines. And so Tech Talk Live is just taking off because
Yes.
Danny's kind of giving me my own corner to do whatever I want with. So I thought when
Amy has her corner, Becky has her corner, Nan has her corner, Kate, who's just said hello, she doesn't realise that she's getting her own corner. You're all getting your own corner. We're going for literally like a 10-sided square because everybody needs so many corners. We're going to make a new shape.
Well, when I was put in the corner as a kid, it was because I did something bad. All right.
God.
Tracy says, I've made a lot of Facebook friends through here. I don't comment often, but I do lurk. Ladies arrange play dates like we did. It's great to share your passion. Tracy, that's exactly why I even signed up for these groups myself, as I've been in the industry for many years. I've made many friends local. I honestly just got on it just kind of see what kind of artwork other people were doing, and it's blown my mind. It's taken it all the way to the next level. So I agree with you on that.
That is cool. Oh, thank you, Helen. Joe says, we have corners. I'm a naughty Nan. Yes, you are. Yes, she is. But she's a lovely Nan at the same time. So don't forget, Nan has her own little corner and she loves to have a chat with you guys. So don't miss out on Nan's corner.
All right. Hey, Danny, another question that I have is, so you have additional sites rather than this one. You have like a buy-sell site and some of the others. Do you want to talk a little bit about the additional things that we offer with this family group as well?
Yeah, sure. So to make sure that people don't get fed up with sales posts, we created the Buy Swap Sell group, and that basically is an open platform. People who are proper seller brands, like people who actually have their own businesses, they're welcome to advertise once a week. And then there are also opportunities for people who are buying, swapping, selling their nail stuff. Some people sell beauty items as well, and that's okay because we're all qualified. You have to be qualified to be in these groups, so it's not like we're selling tattoo guns or something. But yeah, so the Buy Swap Sell site's gotten really popular. There's over 5,000 members in that one now. It is completely, I monitor the whole thing. Literally, hi Chantel, you can't post without me approving it. You can't join without me approving it. It's as protected as we can make it. And then we advise, and then we've just started the therapist network. And that's because it was only in the last few weeks that I've realized that there are quite a few people who don't just offer nails. And there are lots of generic sites, but there aren't necessarily very many sites dedicated to beauty, if that makes sense. A lot of big nail groups, there's a lot of there's a lot of lash groups, but there's not beauty as a whole. So we've made the Beauty Therapist Network, so hopefully we'll be able to have them side by side and be able to create a family like we did here with the Nail Tech Network.
Yeah.
And we've got the one site at the moment, which is our Nail Tech Network site. It's got the shop on it at the moment, so we've got all of our files, our pre-pinch tips, our competition tips and stuff on there at the moment. We have some new additions coming soon. I can't talk too much about it, but there are like nail art items on there at the moment and things. So we've got some big things coming for you guys. And then in addition, the site will also be developing into more of an online forum. So we're going to have complete trainer educator listings for nail technicians. We're going to have complete supplier listings for any supplier who wants to be mentioned on the listing. So it's completely non-biased still, even though we have our own shop. We want to make sure that people can go and buy where they want to and get what they want where they need it from, you know. We want to make sure that people have all the access to those. And then I'm not too sure how much I can say about it, but I'm going to just go ahead and say it. We are going to have an extra section of the site where we will be giving nail technicians the opportunity to actually register their own services on there, so that it will be open to the general public. So, for example, find a nail tech UK or US or Australia or whatever, we'll be able to list nail technicians in there so that people will actually be able to access what we would say is a responsible listing, rather than just a listing that can be added on by Joe Public. Obviously would know you're a nail technician, and then we'll be doing all the relevant things to make sure that when people try to look for nail technicians near me, etc., that it will come up. And it gives the public the opportunity to find us as a network, and also it gives us the opportunity to reach out to the public in a different way, to enable everybody to hopefully move forward in business even more, and make sure that they're getting out to their audience, and make sure that those who have had bad experiences aren't going to be stuck with those kind of experiences as they're lasting. Because there's so many things that happen, unfortunately, in the non-standard salons, for example, and things like that. It would be a shame for people to think that's what the industry is, because it really is. It's a beautiful thing, and hopefully this will enable people to understand that.
Yeah. No, that's amazing. Yeah. My goodness. Yeah, I didn't even know all that stuff was going on. So I love your vision. I love you're going with it. I'm on board. You just tell me what to do.
There is more, but I'll save that because we've got the big C words coming, Christmas, and we need to kind of focus on getting all that done. And then within the next few weeks, we hope to have some more big news that we can share with you guys. But one step at a time. We've got some really exciting things happening in the pipeline, and I think you guys are going to like it.
Yeah, one of the things that we've already noticed is that you've updated the logo.
Yes,
It's
beautiful. We have a new logo. It's more. It represents us a bit more, I think. You know, nail technicians love a polished, pristine thing. Like a nail has to be, you know, completely polished and flawless. And the pinkish kind of color was, you know, there is a large percentage of the nail tech community that are female, but to be fair, there are also males. So we've gone for the kind of rosy rustic gold, and the metallic brings a bit of a male influence in there as well. So it was trying to kind of say who we are as a group of people a slight bit more than what the old logo was, even though we do love the old logo.
Oh, that's wonderful. And I really like the new logo. It has a rose gold feel to it, and so I like that as well. And it shines.
It is, and in turn, our some of our merchandise will be changing as well, so that also has a shine to it. So things like this will have the rose gold. It'll have like a shiny effect on it, so that you'll be able to see a little bit more, look a little bit more special. Yeah. Hi, Laura. Yeah, so there is lots going on, and a lot is being worked on, and I'm picking up new ideas all the time. We've got loads of things to come. I mean, we've got the very talented Sarah Kay Abbott. She's doing some tutorials for us on her artistry. What she can do on a nail is unbelievable, and she's working on some tutorials for us. We've got Annie Collins, who is a hard gel tech, and she's going to be doing some live videos for us soon. Courtney Crosby's doing the same, and you've already spoken to Courtney already. We're looking to speak to some more hard gel tech, so if anybody does want to kind of get involved in the hard gel aspect of the network and maybe do some videos or tutorials or whatever, please just get in touch, because we want to make sure that all aspects of our industry are covered. You know, we're very aware that nails we don't just use gel polish, we also use hard gel, so please try to share that.
You know, one of the things that comes up a lot when I do lives is that they're nervous to go live. And I'm like, why? You know, like I just went for it one day And I can say that it's inspiration from other techs that I've looked up to that are mentors as me, and I noticed that they were doing it, and I thought, God, I have knowledge. I want to share that. You've gone live many times, and it is nerve-wracking. Don't get me wrong. I mean, I get nervous every single time, whether my face is in the live or my hands or what I'm doing, and that is real. And that's one of the things that can set us apart of doing lives versus just looking at YouTube. When we're doing lives, we can interact with the people who are watching. We're obviously getting their attention because we're doing something, uh, oh, the words aren't coming to me right now, but we're doing something that's related to what they want to accomplish or that they want to do. And it's more real. So if we make a mistake while we're doing live, it just ties it in where they understand, okay, how am I going to correct that mistake? And that's the biggest thing that I've learned going live is anytime that I've made a mistake and I correct it, that's the highlight of the whole live. So go live and try this. It's free.
Helen Zhang wants to go live. That's it. Helen, I'll be in touch after this.
Yeah.
Helen's amazing.
Yes.
Can I get some? Her and Emma Kalani. Emma's already gone live for us before, but do feel free to repeat that, my lovely.
Yeah.
Do like a cheeky live, and everybody finds them really, really helpful, and yeah, it's great.
And Joe said that he likes to swear on lives. I am not a big swearer, but I can say one live. The internet kept going down 4 times, and I finally come to realize that I don't use my Wi-Fi for my house. I just need to use the data on my phone. And so since then, I haven't dropped any calls or lives since then. One time, I said a word, and once again, it was something that made me real to everybody else. Or like, I would have cussed a long time ago, and you just kept with it. So apparently, it's okay to cuss when you're doing lives.
It totally is. I swear. I swear a lot. You've seen me. You know my swearing. I don't mean it in a way. It's just part of my language. Hi, Sarah.
Hi, Sarah. Well,
Tracy's laughing. Tell us that I swear I don't.
We're asking questions, so apparently we just need to come up with what we want to talk about. So Danni, just recently you were at Professional Beauty, which is awesome that us techs have these resources to where we can go and get additional information or new product lines and meet directly with the associates of these companies. What was your wow factor this year when you went to Professional Beauty?
My wow factor was just seeing so many members of the Nail Tech Network family. It was unbelievable. Like literally everywhere we were, there was just huge crowds of people, and we were all chatting. It's like we've known each other forever, but we've never met. So it was really cool. And I remember at one point we went to the Young Nail stand, and there's a girl called Alex Robinson, and she saw Joe Mellor, the nail nanny. She was like, "Oh my God, it's the nail nanny!" And just like being able to kind of have these kind of interactions, it's really cool because then it kind of hones in. It means that, yes, Laura, it means that what we're real, and it means that, you know, what we're trying to do is that, you know, we're trying to build a family, and it shows that it's happening. And it was unbelievable. And at one point there must have been about 20 of us in a huge pile, and we were literally kind of bumping around, talking to each other, saying hi, having selfies, you know, just talking about things that, you know, it was just really easy, and it was lovely. And it just goes to show that, you know, we can have such an amazing industry. We can have such an amazing relationship with all of our colleagues, and they're our colleagues. If you're interested in becoming an educator for products, what is your advice for doing that? Okay, Kim, if you want to become an educator, you need to do. Are you in the UK? If you're in the UK, you need to do your AET certificate. You can do level 3, level 4, or level 5, I believe. They're the equivalent of your petals, your dettles, and your kettles, which is what they used to be called. And I don't mind information offline, Kim. So if you want to send me a message, I'll send you the information I do have, because I'm currently doing my AET level 4. So I'll have information.
In the United States, to be an educator for products, you just need to be hired from that company and then they'll give you additional training to where you are more qualified with their products and you become exclusive with their products. And then they work out some sort of a deal with you. I know years ago I was like a creative master tech, and so I asked that educator what she did, and she was compensated for her time and her travel, and then was compensated with product. And so, and then all the products that she sold, she got a commission back as additional income. And so it kind of depends on what company you get into.
Yeah.
So yeah, I stayed as an independent, and the reason why is I've been exclusive for a couple different companies, and it seemed like every time I turned around, something new came out that the company I was exclusive for didn't have, and I wanted that. And so I finally just decided to stay independent. There are advantages to being educators, and then there's advantages to staying independent. So I would just follow your passion on that.
Definitely, and we're really lucky, like both in the US and in the UK, we've got a lot of different brands that we can work with or use. And you know, I know some educators that use multiple brands when they're training, and I think that's a good thing. So you know, it depends on which kind of educator path you want to go down. Emma Kalani, she's an independent educator, and you use quite a few different products, don't you, Emma? She's in Scotland, so she will have done either her AET 3, 4, or 5
Yeah.
kettles.
So to kind of go back to what you were talking about with professional beauty, you do realize, though, that you would not have had that networking where people recognized you if, one, you didn't create this group, and two, you didn't go live and put your face out there for people to recognize. And so once again, that's just another kudos to you for doing that, because if you would have went to professional beauty and you did not do this, do you feel that you would have gotten the same response?
No,
exactly.
Absolutely. It was quite funny. I mean, one of the main reasons I started the network is because I suffered from antenatal depression. I still, even though Finley's 10 months old, I still have postnatal depression and I have severe anxiety. And the reason I started one of the reasons I started the network was to help with that, to be a distraction. And I don't even think I would have gone to professional beauty, let alone, you know, gone and had any form of reception.
Yeah, so once again, though, it's proof that if you just, no matter what mental state you're in or physical or whatever, it's proof that if you just go for it, don't overthink it, just go for it, you never know what it's going to turn into, you know, so.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's wonderful.
It is nice.
Yeah, I believe the Nail Tech Network has also been very supportive to me, Emma, and hey, it's a family, as Danni has created. Guys, we need some questions. If not, Danni and I are just going to continue to ramble on.
And I can talk a lot, guys.
Yeah.
Might not even be relevant. Need some questions.
So I was starting to talk in the other one. So I went live. You might not know this. So I went live at 1 o'clock my time, which would normally be 8 o'clock your time. And anyway, so I was sitting there fumbling my words. I didn't know what to say, and people were on, and so I just kind of thought, well, I got to give them something to listen to. And so I told them that one of the things that they need to do is keep their, whether it's an Instagram, Facebook, or whatever, you need to keep your pages clean, keep them positive, and keep them your best you, showcase your work. And one of the things that I just saw, what does a unicorn? India, I love you. I miss you so much. And I'll leave that answer to Danni.
So we're gonna have to make one up.
Anyways,
it should be nay, not new, but nay. Nay with an accent. We have a question.
Oh.
I'm strongly considering not offering acrylics. I currently do not. Can I be successful and have a profitable business with natural nail services? Yes, absolutely. You can. I would ask why you wouldn't want to offer acrylics, and if it's a smell thing, or if it's you just don't like working with it, maybe look at hard gel as an option, because a lot of people automatically assume that nail technicians do offer a nail extension service. But if you want to do natural nail services, there's definitely a market out there for it. I mean, like, you definitely there are certain professions that you can't have extensions, yet you can have natural polishes, and people just like to look after their nails as well. People just like to have manicures and pedicures and your general polish or even gel polish. It's definitely something you can profit from. It's about, you know, finding your clientele as well. I mean, it's your clientele is very dependent, but
Yeah.
being in
And
school and yes, odor.
yeah, and
Please.
oh, go. Well, Brenda has actually worked with me many times as one-on-ones and workshops, um, and Brenda, I completely agree. You can definitely have a profitable business doing natural nail services. You just got to find, like what you said, what your market is, and create that. Sometimes the people in your area are always like, oh, I don't want to get nails done because they've been to all the salons and all they offer is like extensions. So how you're advertising it and how you choose to specialize in it, you can, like what Danny said, you can specialize in manicures, pedicures. I mean, honestly, whatever it is that you really believe in and you want to specialize in, I truly believe you can be successful in this industry.
Yeah. And the classic manicure is something that people still look for, a good classic manicure. And a lot of places, especially more nail bar salons that are geared up towards extensions, they don't even offer a basic manicure. So there's definitely opportunity, in my opinion, for you. You have to make sure that you market yourself appropriately. And if the odor for acrylics is a problem, then I would recommend looking at hard gel. If you wanted to offer, you obviously wanted to offer an extension service. That's why you learn acrylic. So don't give up on the extension service as a whole. Also, I don't know if where you're based you can get NSI, but NSI do have an odorless monomer, and Max Estrada smells like candy floss. So,
Yeah.
and you can get that.
I know. Seriously, I'm actually messaging Max to see if he'll want to do our Tech Talk Live, and so that's it's actually written down to get that done today, and so I'm hoping that he will. But I love his products, and I have not tried the monomer yet, but I got to play in all of it. I want all of it. Ah, look at that! Did you do a live with it yet?
I haven't. No, these are Precious Minerals top coats. They're chameleon cat eyes. So all of the different bits of glitter that make the cat eye is different colours.
Oh, that's awesome.
It is cool. I will do them at some point. They've just sat there.
Have you found over the years, like, so I've been doing this for 25 years, you've been doing this for 15 years, when you're on a high and everything's going good and then it just kind of plateaus and then you just feel like you're doing the same thing every day, and stuff like that. And it seems like people that I've talked to, it's just that continuous thing. But isn't it so true that one new product or us branching out and trying one new thing or watching one video or getting one new mentor, we are totally re-inspired to just go in and try it all over again. It's just that concept.
Absolutely. I had that moment in August. I did a training course with Chrissy Pierce. She's an amazing educator over here. And Chrissy Pierce, I swear to you, she saved my nail career. The advice she gave me and it's common sense, but the way that she taught me in one day it completely changed how I do nails. And there's a huge difference. And I genuinely enjoy seeing clients. And I've taken on 8 new clients in the last 2 weeks just because I'm feeling really good about my nails. And again, she's a member of the NTN family, and she's totally there for everybody. So it's lovely. And I love them.
I always say that there's 3 things that can hold us back in this career. The first one is ourselves, that we don't want to try something new. We don't want, we've mastered this and that's what we want. And so therefore you get a little bit closed-minded, as this is an ever-changing fashion kind of industry. So we cannot do that. 2, it's our clients. We have pushed one product so much. This is the best, this is the best, this is the best, that then when we want to change, now we've had to reconvince them of why we should change, and they're like, nope, nothing's wrong with this, I don't want to change. But sometimes that's us as a tech, that's our fault. And the third thing is our environment. If our environment of our coworkers, our boss, if they don't allow us to grow as well, and you don't work together as a team to work on maybe new art or something like that, then that as well can hold you back. So you need to either change your train of thought. Sometimes you have to change up your clientele. And you have to say, this is the vision I'm going for. If you don't trust me in this, I'll continue what you're doing, but I'm only going to do that for 3 more months and then I'm going to switch to this product. You're kind of still giving them a choice. I've actually had to do that because I really was still doing this old technique that I really wanted to go the other one. And it wasn't changing products. It was just changing that I was putting the pink on first and then the white. I mean, seriously, sometimes it's just that much of a change that they're like, I can't do that. And so just know that you have to take control of your career. And those, I find, are the 3 ways that can hold you back. So just go for it. Try it.
Absolutely. We've missed questions, I think.
Claire says, I'm loving this. It's like you're chatting to me in my living room.
Ah,
Cheers.
totally you. Cheers. Tracy says, where do you envisage NTN this time next year? Ooh. Hopefully this time next year we will have more of a presence in America. We're working on that with Amy. And more of a presence in Australia. We're working on that with Jess. And I hope that the ethos of the NTN family becomes infectious, and therefore this time next year it's not just about one group, it's about an attitude, and an attitude that an industry can adopt. It's about, I really hope that this time next year we'll be at a point where we can, genuinely look at everybody and say, yeah, that's my colleague, that's my friend, it's not my competition, it's not my enemy, it's not somebody I've got to go up against, and that's the sky's the limit. We've got so many different kinds of directions in which we can go. We're just taking our lead from you guys, really. So, any suggestions, write on a postcard, send me a message, send me a note, send any of the admin a note. It's all welcome, and we want to grow with you, for you. So, oh my God, I just sounded like a politician. For the people, with the people, you know what I mean.
So Danni, it's really you for president. You're the go-getter. I'll just be your supporter. I'll be your great administrative assistant.
Oh, yes, yes.
Now we're going to have another new logo.
Yes, we're going to have to. We're going to have to have Bitmojis, so like little faces and stuff. I have not forgotten everyone's Bitmoji logos, by the way, guys. I've just been so busy. I've got about 10 projects going right now, so I am sorry it's taking a while, but I will get to you, I promise.
Ah, that's exciting. I didn't even know that there was those until I joined your group. I just never knew that was somebody's business that they did, and so I thought that was pretty fascinating.
They are cool. It's like, I love how a lot of different groups use them for different reasons, and it's quite nice because sometimes it just kind of stands out and it's, oh, well, what's that for? It's a good attention grabber. I'm contemplating using it on my client page to see how people react. Yeah. Like on my nail waxing page, but we'll see.
You never know till you try, huh?
Yeah, no, definitely not.
Okay. So I'm going to kind of skip and trade this up a little bit. So the number one question that I get in every live that I do is, Amy, how do you set your prices for nail art? And Danni, you do a lot of nail art as well, and you work with all these different companies. Do you have any suggestions of how people can set their prices to accommodate for nail art being reimbursed?
I actually incorporate, I incorporate the price into my actual pricing. I think that people avoid more complicated or more intricate nails if they feel like it's going to cost them a lot of money. And therefore, when I'm actually behaving myself, I set a budget for how much I'm going to spend, like per month, for example, on nail art items, and bearing in mind obviously I already have stuff already, and basically work out how much, just if I was to figure out how many average amount of sets I would do a month, and then work that out and how much it would cost me to use it, just really roughly. And even if you're looking at charging, £1 a nail, which is what pretty standard rate is over in the UK, I just incorporate that into my pricing. So if, for example, for me, a standard set of nails would be £25. But that you can have like up to 3 elements of like quite simple art in that, and then they have the choice. And if they don't have it, then that doesn't mean that they get it any cheaper. That means that that's going to go on to the next person who has really intricate, and it's already paid for, and that's the next tier up. So it swings and roundabouts, and it kind of evens itself out that way. But then I find that way people don't shy away from what they really want, and it gives you the opportunity as a tech to be a bit more more experimental and aggressive, and also gives you the opportunity to practice, because I think that, you know, even though we're doing clients, we're still practicing as we're doing clients, and there are certain techniques that, you know, you'll always try again, and then
Yeah.
I think it's just the easiest way, and it's not, you know, you don't break it down, you don't give, you know, like a receipt with acrylic, you know, primer, everything like this. So you're incorporating it all in as a service charge, and so
Yeah. And yeah, so I do the same thing. I have a little bit of a tiered system, like a three-tiered system, but I tell people all the time they need to know their product cost, how many services they can get out of that product. Sometimes our art, it comes down to pennies that it takes for us to do it depending on what we're using, but yet it might take us 45 minutes to accomplish the art. So sometimes it's not the product cost, it's also compensating us for the time. And
yeah,
so
I tend to, the more expensive, the more intricate the art is, I elongate the appointment. I manage to kind of recoup some of my time, but they think that, right, okay, I'm getting a longer appointment, which is why I'm paying longer, which is why I'm there for longer. And then obviously they also think that that's, you know, they're paying for that as a service. So I add half an hour onto each level, even though I'll never take, I've got 2 hours, 2.5 hours, and 3 hours. I've never took 3 hours to do a set of nails. 2 hours 20 minutes is probably the longest I've ever taken. So people are happy when it's finished, like, oh, ready, let's go, because they're quite used to the bars and things that, you know, 45 minutes in, MMA, airbrush, gone, 45 minutes type thing. So yeah, that's how I do it.
and
Being able to have a break.
yeah. It kind of it shows to me that a lot of the techs that have been in the industry for a while, we don't stick with the 1 hour time frame. We rather stick with quality than the time of it, and therefore we, you know, incorporate our wages, our hourly wage of what we desire on top of that. And so it seems like that's the struggle with a lot of techs, is that they try to compete with the person down the street for time and for price, but what they don't realize is they don't know their own product costs, and their overhead costs can be different, so therefore they're a failure kind of in the beginning. And so it takes us being in the industry for all these years to kind of share that knowledge. That question comes up with every single live that I do. And I just constantly remind them, do not compare yourself to the person down the street. You don't know apples for apples what you're comparing. And when it comes down to it, when the person is sitting in your chair, if they wanted the person down the street, they would be with them. They're in your chair for a reason. They've heard something good about you, or they've seen your work, or they're trusting you for some reason. So capture that.
Therefore, they, you know, that they're choosing you. They're choosing to pay your prices. They're not choosing to pay their prices for your work. It's know your worth. India did an amazing post. It was about 3 months ago, and we're going to have to find it and bump it up again. India did an amazing post, and it was basically breaking down about how to know your worth and how to really kind of break it down. And, you know, everything costs at the end of the day. And as nail techs, I mean, where the industry is now, we love glitter, we love diamonds, we love everything else, and it all comes at a cost, and we need to make sure we're factoring those in. Otherwise, we're working for peanuts.
Yeah.
We're not monkeys.
Yeah.
We're not monkeys, elephants. You know, we need to make sure that we're able to have a good life. And I mean, sometimes we do work really long hours, and that will impact on our home lives, our professional lives. You know, and we need to make sure that we're at least being compensated in the right way for that.
That's right. We're not monkeys, we're unicorns.
Exactly. We go, nay.
Okay, so Claire says, I am trained in both acrylic and gel. At present, I'm only offering acrylic because I find that I was getting quite a bad heat spike. And because I have quite bad anxiety, it really puts me off. Any recommendations?
Miss, you do a builder gel, which I use. Helen said it, yeah, they do have a non-heat sculpted gel, which is lovely. It stays in place. But the other thing, Claire, is that you need to, if I was to say off the top of my head, work in thinner layers, because most of the time the heat spike is caused by a too thick a layer of product. So if you work slightly thinner, it should help to alleviate that problem. You can also buy lamps that have a lower heat setting, so they're still putting the same amount of UV and LED into the nail, but less intensity, so it reduces the heat spike effect. I have a Sun 6 lamp, and that does that. So there are different options. But yeah, Brenda, if you go to Miss You Nails, Helen, please feel free to put the link in the comments there. They do offer a cold. In fact, let me show you. They Miss You Cold Builder Gel, and it's really lovely. It's a really, really thick.
And with that being setting, you know, too, is you need to know your product that you're using. And so if you're not using it correctly, like if you're putting it on too thick and trying to set that all at once, if you're using, sometimes, you know, there is a difference of the LED versus the UV. And so the time setting is different as well. And some lights have a feature on them where you can push a button and it does a flash, like flashes 5 times and then comes on. So know your product, but know the light that you're working with it so that you can work with them together.
Yeah, there is a link somewhere on the page that from Doug Schoon, and he's written a very good article on factors of UV and LED lamps and how it actually affects the products, and it's really, really informative. So do have a look. Helen, you have a new sculpting gel, and I didn't know. Oh my god, I need it. Oh my god,
I need it.
Emma, we need it.
Has 0 heat spike. It's amazing. Yeah, Emma, yes, you guys need to hook us up. That way we can talk about you.
Yes, let's do this. We need to do this. You need to, yes, you do, Helen. Yes, you do.
You know, I noticed another thing too with hard gels. It's just kind of the same way as acrylic is people are using a brush that they think they can put more on at one time, but yet they don't know how to work the product with it that fast. So whether you're using acrylic, sometimes people are using too big or too small of a brush, and with hard gel it's the same way. They're getting too much of the dollop put on there and they're trying to work with it and get it set in the light, and you're right, it creates an anxiety on both ends when you know that there's a possibility that that's going to heat up, because if you've ever had a heat spike from hard gel, whoa, it hurts.
It hurts a lot. I think that because a lot of people are cross-trained now with acrylic and hard gel, I think that people automatically assume that the amount of product you can put on is the same, and obviously it's not. It's those thin layers, but also Joe just mentioned the hybrid nails, and it's about putting the hard gel on top of acrylic, which is another way of doing things. So experiment as well. Make sure you know your products really well.
Yeah.
Hi, I'm quite new to and I'm using the matte gel coat and it seems to be wrinkling when cured. Could it be too thick on my bulb on the lamp going? Danny, it could be both. Which are you using? Because with most matte top coats, you need to do a really, really thin layer. You can pretty much see it working in the lamp.
Yeah.
They mostly work with LED lamps, so it depends on the lamp you're using as well, I suppose.
I find too, so also matte gel is also usually a top coat, and so if the coating that you have underneath it is not cured properly or is too thick, then it can make your top coat kind of shrink as well. So there's many factors in there, from the, like we were just talking about with the light to your application to what's on prior. So there's kind of many factors. I would start with one thing and see if that's what it is and it corrects that. So for instance, if you're having wrinkling and you are doing your matte coat over a gel polish color, try it over, how do I want to say that? Okay, so this happened to me once. I used one product, and the matte finish top coat that I have is C&D. So I used it over a product that was not C&D, and so I thought, well, maybe it was that. And so by narrowing the process, I went ahead and grabbed another shellac color and put it up over that, and it still wrinkled. So what I realized is my foundation, what I was putting on. Oh, it paused for some reason. So when I went ahead.
You're there, it's okay.
Yeah. So when I went ahead and retried it again and I put the product underneath it thinner, I realized that my matte finish top coat needed a little bit of a different consistency than my normal top coat did. So you're just going to have to try a process of elimination of trying to fix that. when it comes to lights, so many people don't realize that it could be their light, and there's ways of testing your light too to see if it is the issue. And so get a tip. Probably don't do this on a client, but just for sake of time. But get a tip and put some gel polish on it and set in the light for your recommended time. If you take your swipe and you wipe it off and anything comes off, then you know that either your application was too thick or it wasn't placed correctly in the light, or your light bulbs could be going bad. You know, LED are made to last about 5 to 7 years, depending how many clients you get in that time. But UV has to be changed out every few months. And so if you're not keeping up on your light and keeping your light good, it could be the light. Usually, if the light's new, it's the technique, it's the application. It's a way of kind of checking it to see if it's the light versus you.
Also check if you're finding it's happening on a client, so the client's putting their hand in the lamp and it's the sides, it may be that you need to cure the thumb separately, because I've found a few times, even with the dome-shaped lamps, the light doesn't get to the thumb properly. So if it's only specific fingers, then I would check the hand placement as well. Because it even happened when I was a model for Kate Judge at Pro Beauty, and it wasn't catching my thumb properly, so I had a tacky thumb. So it happens to the best of us, unfortunately.
And sometimes, yeah, sometimes when a client has a longer nail as well, their hands don't fit in certain lights the same length. Like I had to switch from one lamp to another so that I had more coverage to cover the long lengths as well. And so you're just going to have to troubleshoot your way through that. But you can always message us and ask us, you know, different things as well. That's what we're here for.
We are always here. I have no light.
Oh, Louise, you made it back. Hello, hello.
Hi. Oh, you've got the Sun 5. I've heard good things about that one too. It's quite funny with the sun lamps because they all have, like, there are lots with different numbers, yet they don't mean. You would think that the higher the number, the more advanced it is, but it doesn't seem to be the case.
Yeah, I finally, I got a little frustrated. One of my lamps, I was traveling to do a workshop, and I dropped one of my lamps and I needed a new one immediately. So I got online and I ordered 3 different ones, all of them under $50 just to see. And one of them that I liked the best was actually less than $40. It's a UV and LED. And oh my goodness, it's the best cure of any gels that I've used. So when I go to these other salons, I actually check their gels too just to see. And so I've tried it with many different gels and it's cured it. And so sometimes you just have to play around with what light's going to work best for you as well.
Yeah, it is cool. And I don't necessarily believe that their lamps are made for products. I'm probably going to get shot for saying that.
I know. Me too, Danny, I'm with you. I've tried many different kinds, and I've had spendy lights to lights that I've used that people got for $5. And it's the hand placement, it's the product, you know, thickness and your application on that.
The LEDs, for example, as well. There are lots of different factors, but there can't be that many different LED bulbs in the world.
Yeah, I can say that it was a huge time advantage when I had switched from a UV to an LED. My funny thing that I always say in there is not only do you save time, but then, okay, so the client's hand is in there for less than a minute. When that hand comes out, it's getting naughty. And so I'd rather keep their hand in the light. And when I had UV, at least their hand was in the light longer and not getting as naughty. And so I like that it's a time saving and it sets nicely and stuff like that. But there's some disadvantages to getting more modern as well.
I like that it's reassuring as well, because clients, there was a big scare a while back saying that it's like the equivalent of going in sunbeds a lot and things like that. So it's good that you know that health factor has kind of been taken into account with the advancement of systems too. So then people can't feel like, you know, having the nails done regularly is a bad thing.
Yeah.
So that's good.
I want to make. Oh, go ahead.
UV LED lamp is what we're manufacturing now. Cures all types of gel. I like the sound of this, Helen. This is very good. I do like the sound of this.
Yes. And the only issue that I have with lights is, so one of the lights that I had purchased a couple years ago cost me, it was a little over $200. And so excited to get it and stuff like that, because once again, I'm investing in myself and latest in technology. And I'm not kidding, within 3 months of people and clients hitting their nails, getting into the light, I was like, oh my gosh, if this isn't 3 months, you know what my light's going to look like in 7 years? It's going to be gnarly looking. So I want a light that I don't know if it just needs to have like 100 layers on it, and every month you can take off a layer and your light's all clean again. But I wish there was a system.
Lamp liners.
It's
With
always
the
on
sun
the side. Yeah.
with the sun sticks, you can actually take the bottom off, and it's metal, so you can clean it with acetone. It would be nice if that was kind of a generic thing in most lamps, because also as you do sanitize your clients' hands and stuff, but like when 15 clients have put their hands in the same place.
Yeah, the bottom of mine comes off as well, and I like that, but it's always more the top area that they get it. And I mean, I'll take a buffer and kind of buff it out a little bit and just to kind of keep it nice and clean looking. But oh, I just wish there was I don't know, a fix for that, I guess.
Or even a case to go on lights that would clip off would be good.
Yeah,
Like changeable thing.
yeah. Oh, and naughty hands, that's exactly what I call them. I'm like, oh, your hands are starting to get very naughty. And it makes people laugh and just kind of breaks the ice, but it also lets them know that they need to pay attention when their hand is going in and out of the light.
What's that? What's this? Isogel works good to clean lights. That sounds quite cool, especially the bottoms. It takes all the cake gel off. I have to look at this.
Well, me too. Especially the bottoms, yes. I like the idea of contact strips. I have some, so I'll kind of see how I can make it fit in the light. Um, I'm curious how that would work. Hey, maybe just through this conversation alone, we can make some changes on these lights.
Yes. I want a case. I just think that's a really cool idea. And then you can change how it looks as well. It's like you get a phone case and an iPad case, or get a light case.
Yeah, yeah.
Holes where LED lights are. That's cool.
Yeah.
What was that? Or suppliers just making chuffing wider. Yes, it would be good if they made them wider. But everyone wants small things these days, don't they? I mean, even e-files are miniaturized.
Yeah, isn't that true? Well, Danny, we've been on for almost an hour. What else would you like to cover before we go off?
It was just more of a hi and hello, and it's nice to have a good chat with you guys and like actually be able to talk nails. I mean, normally when I'm on lives, we're talking about a product, and which is great, and we're demonstrating products and things like that. So it's just nice to have a bit of a general chat. So it's been nice just to, let people jump in and stuff, and guys, don't be afraid to talk to us. We are literally on the end of the inbox, and we pretty much will help you with most things, even general life queries. Trust me, we are like agony aunts and all sorts. It's all good. But there is a lot, and I hope that you're enjoying the network as much as we're enjoying running it. It's a huge part of our lives. The admin team works so hard. We actually worked it out. Here's a fact for you. We worked it out that the admin team have 40 children between us. We have 40 children. I cannot remember how many grandchildren. Between the admin. So we are both architects, we are business people, we I think that it's just very cool to get together, crazy doing it. We've got people into the industry, people are learning, people set that stuff. Not good enough, because they will be good enough, because they can, because they can't be good never achieve and just spread it everywhere. It just it would break my heart to think that people didn't think they were good enough, so just keep going.
Mm-hmm.
You are going. I'm tripping over my own words. I just want people to realise that they really are. Everybody is good enough, and we can all make it so that we're all getting there together.
Yeah, it's so true. And, I've had many mentors over the years that I've been able to look up to. Social media wasn't around, so it's not like I could just send them a PM or a text or something like that. But, I mean, there are people out there like myself and like yourself that you could call us and we will give you some of our time. And but you got to know that it's our opinion and it's our experience. So what we're sharing is just what we know. I call it nerdy nail knowledge. And so you know, please respect that we're taking our time to help you. And then hopefully someday you're going to be able to repay that to somebody else that's new in the industry as well. But instead of looking at people as your competition, you do have to bring them in as your friend. And you know, you can keep your distances. You don't have to BFF them or anything like that, but you keep the network lines open. You never know where it's going to take you or what connections you're going to make over the course of your career. And so it's worth it not to, you know, burn bridges, continue to build each other up and build each other's knowledge, because it's us techs that are changing the industry and changing the product, saying, I want a product that doesn't have a heat spike, and the industry is listening and they're coming up with different things like that. I want a color that glows in the dark. They're listening. They make products that glow in the dark. And so speak your mind and contact the companies that you like working with and say, you know, I really would like a product like this. What do you guys think? I mean, I've talked with many companies, you know, well, my goodness, I've talked to the company owners themselves and I've talked to their reps and coming up with ideas and stuff, and they listen as well. I mean, so go to these sources and use them. It doesn't cost you anything, just time and building those great bridges for us to continue on.
And our industry is really small. So we are worldwide, but our industry is very, very small.
Yeah.
And, you know, just remember that we're all in it together. So just keep going in a positive way.
That's
and just,
right.
you know, try again. And if you get stuck, ask for help, and then we'll try again, and then we'll do it with you together, and you will get there. Everyone will get there. So just, you know, keep that positivity and just, yeah. We will get there. We will do this. Now I'm going to stop like a pep talk. Oh my God, I'm going to start dancing and all sorts. And it's 9 o'clock on a Friday and I'm having a glass of wine and I'm singing at everybody. And oh my God.
Well, we're going back because we really do want you for president. So we'll end this how we started this. Oh, well, Danni, thank you for your time. And once again, like a Friday night at 9 o'clock, and you've chosen to come be live with us. And so I appreciate your time. I appreciate your knowledge. Any of you that have questions, continue to ask them because we will answer them. You know, even if it's next week and you find this live, we will ask the question and we will continue to answer. And then keep watching for Tech Talk Live. We're going to come on about every week. I have a little, as you guys call it, holiday, but I have a little vacation coming up. So I'm going to be kind of quiet for a few days. And then I'm going to come back with a bang. I have a lineup of what I'm going to call all-stars coming on. And then I'm sure that we'll be able to get more of our admin to join us and Danni again as anything changes. So I appreciate all of you guys' time for joining us. And especially Danni, I appreciate you as well.
Don't forget to join me for the live on Tuesday, guys. 8 o'clock as always. Got lots of new things to show you. So, yeah.
Yay.
But, yeah. Cool.
Okay.
Thank you very much for joining. Thank you very much, Amy, as well, for doing all of these things. It is really fun, and it's nice that we can just kind of take our hair down and do stuff. Can we get Tom? Can we get Tom Becky?
I will. Emma, send his name to me, and we'll talk a little bit more on how we can bully him into joining us. We'll find out how he can include into our network. All right, ladies, have a great night. Thank you for joining.
Bye. Thank you.